Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we're going to transform a sheet of Corian into a double-sided sign. What you see behind me here is actually how we receive the Corian, and the reason why it's packed so well, not because if it gets wet it sort of blows up like MDF. The reason is it's very, very easy to shatter. It's basically compressed acrylic, and just like acrylic, if it goes on the floor, gets hit by a hammer or whatever, it just shatters into a million pieces. So that's what we're going to use this router for. And what we're going to do is cut out the shape. And then after that, we're going to use the laser to engrave both sides because we want the sign to be visible on both sides, obviously. After that, we're going to make some custom plasma cut brackets for it. And of course, we'll ship it all to the customer and they're going to do the final assembly on site. Now, the reason for using Corian, there's a couple of reasons, but the main reason is Corian outside does not disintegrate like wood. Wood outside would disintegrate relatively fast, no matter how much finishing or coatings you put onto it. It just eventually just wears out, expands and contracts, and everything falls apart. Other options, of course, are stainless steel, but the downside to stainless steel is that you can only make it sort of like an off black to a very dark brown etching onto it. And although it will last absolutely forever until the dinosaurs come back on Earth, it doesn't have color to it. So that's the nice thing about Corian. You get it into, hundreds of different colors, and there's endless options when it comes to paint filling. So that's what we're making today at CNCKing.com. Just to give you an idea, the router I'm using here to carve out the Corian is 12,000 pounds. So the limiting factor for me is not the machine, it's the bit. The bit that's working right now is a 1/8 diameter bit, down cut. And the reason for that is because I'm treating Corian like it's Corian, compressed acrylic, not like wood. So what that means is it's very rigid and very, very brittle. So when it's very rigid, you can easily break a bit by just going too fast on it. And if it can't keep up, it breaks or it deflects. And like wood, you want to be careful when you're routering out, because if you slam down on the material using the bit, you're also going to shatter it. So let's compare the digital to the physical product. Here we have V-Carve Pro. That's the only version I really need to be doing this kind of stuff. And you can see I have two passes. The first one is the inner carving here, using a 1/8 bit. And then the outside is here, with a 3/8 bit. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want a 3/8 bit here. The margin would be too wide. It doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing. And for cutting it out completely, you want a larger diameter bit, because there's less chance of deflection. It would also go a lot faster, and of course the specialized bit for Corian itself. Let's just render it out. So what you see here is what we just made. And here's the physical one right here. So it's definitely a hefty sign, but the nice thing about Corian is it's 1/2 inch thick. Now, of course, this carving can only be done on one side. I could do two-sided carving using my router, but I prefer to do it on just one side, have one side that's perfect, dead on exactly, and then the other side, if I need to do it, I can just use the laser to do that. Now, there's a lot of different ways of cutting Corian, and let me just show it to you. So this here is my old sign before the rebrand, and this was done with a water jet. And you could tell because you see all these straight lines. That's a dead giveaway that this was done with a water jet. Now the advantage of a water jet is if we had a sign where we have inner cuts that need to be sharp inner corners, it's just about impossible to do with a router because the router has a spinning bit. Now the other option might seem kind of obvious to you, and that would be, hey, just use a laser to cut it out and then engrave it. And I wish it was that easy, but it isn't. The laser is a very precise tool, but it's not very good for cutting Corian because Corian is plastic and you need a lot of power. And the more passes you do, you end up with a rough surface like you see here. So you need a lot of sanding to clean it up. So that's why it's a lot faster and more efficient to use the router to do it than to use the laser. When it comes to comparing CNC platforms regarding Corian specifically, each one has their plus and minus. What you have to keep in mind is routers or mechanical removal of the material, meaning there's a bit actually touching the material, and removing chips of that material. Now that could be powdery or it could be larger chips, doesn't really matter. With a laser, it's thermal. So what we have to keep in mind with that is if you go too hot or you dwell somewhere too long, you can actually melt it. Now technically you can also do that with the router, but with the laser you have to keep in mind that there's no two-way feedback system regarding the Z-axis, meaning that it has no idea how deep it's going. It's just experience tells you how deep you should be going. And if the material is very consistent like Corian, it actually works out great because you have a very consistent sort of bottom to the material after it's laser engraved. And that works out great when you paint it because of the sandpaper texture that you end up having at the bottom. With the router, it's a smooth surface, and when you paint it, you actually notice the difference almost immediately because one produces a nice smooth paint filling, and the other one's a rougher paint filling. And I by far prefer the rougher paint filling because it makes it more aesthetically pleasing, but it also helps increase the adhesion of the paint. Now, when it comes to lasers with the routers, you have to keep in mind that a laser is basically a more refined plasma, if you want to put it that way. So if I use a plasma cutter to cut Corian, it'd melt it immediately. You know, I'd have to put a sheet of metal over the Corian so I have the grounding, but I could do that, technically speaking. And therefore, the laser is the same idea. They're both thermal processes, and because of that, you have to be careful when you're engraving it. That's why you see me going over the material twice instead of going over it only once. I've done testing through the years, and although I'd love to go a little bit slower and a lot more power into the Corian, the results are just not very nice. And the reason why I want to do that is because if I'm using the gantry twice as much going across the material, I'm actually wearing out my machine twice as much doing this than I really should. But you know, there's some ways of sort of saving money and saving machine, and other ways just aren't actually worth it for the customer wise. So that's why you see me generally doing double and triple and maybe even quadruple, depending on the spec of the material when it comes to laser engraving. All right, so all the laser engraving on this double-sided sign is finished in the Corian, and I want to show you what it looks like right here. So here's the sign, here's the back, and here's the front. Now what I want you to notice is this stuff here, which is masking. The reason for the masking is because when you want to paint fill, there's two ways of doing it. You can use a brush and fill it in. For large applications like this, I prefer just to spray paint the entire sign. The reason why I prefer spray painting over a brush, one, it's a lot faster, and number two is I can hit it at different angles. Usually 4 or 5 different angles, and I get perfect coverage. With a brush, sometimes you get more paint here, a little bit less paint there, and so forth. And so what the masking does is the paint adheres to the masking, not the Corian, which is great because I want the opposite to happen where I did the laser engraving. Now you'll notice the texture there is very rough, and that's what I like to paint onto or into because the paint adheres wonderfully to it. The problem with Corian is it's a plastic, and because it's a plastic, enamel paint sticks to it really, really well. So if I didn't have the masking and I sprayed full coverage over the sign, the problem would be a lot of sanding and a lot of sanding discs, because as soon as it fills up with paint, the sanding disc is useless. This way here, I paint the whole sign on both sides. Then after that, I just rip the masking off, and I still have some sanding to do, but it's dramatically less than I would have otherwise. Now, if you're wondering about the durability of a sign like this specifically, I'd probably say it's decades quite easily, because you have to keep in mind wood rots. Wood needs refinishing, wood absorbs humidity. So generally wooden signs look fantastic, but after about a decade, they look like crap. Another option would be stainless steel, but that would last longer than the last human on Earth. And the problem with that is basically you can't really introduce color to it as vibrant and as many different options as you have with Corian. Corian is a solid surface material, so because of that, you don't have delamination like you would have with different sheets of composite materials and that kind of stuff. It doesn't really work very well. And the other nice thing about Corian is that it machines very, very well and laser engraves very, very well. So having all of those variables together, having a sign made out of Corian is definitely your best option, given that you have the budget for it and given that you have the design for it. There are definitely some limitations because it is so brittle. So this sign here, my biggest concern for this overall sign was that little peak you see right in the middle of the top of the sign. Now that can easily break off at any step of the process that I use here. So I'm very careful with it, handling it, to make sure I don't knock anything with it. And of course, when I ship it, that's the part that I put actually pieces of plastic over it to make sure if it gets bumped, it still can't break, and you put extra bubble wrap right there specifically so you don't have that issue. Now the paint that I'm using here is enamel paint, and that's wonderful for this process because it's UV stable, just like the acrylic is, or I guess Corian in this case here. And because it's UV stable, it's nice and bright and shiny for a very long time. The other advantage is if you ever wanted to change the color of the sign, because I engraved into the sign with the laser, it means that you can easily just, flood paint whatever you want, however you want, any other color that you want, and then just sand the surface as you see me doing here. And you have a different colored, different colored sign. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility that way if you ever want to. Or after, I don't know, a couple of decades, the paint starts flaking or whatever, because paint is really the limiting factor with this. You just repaint it, resand it, and you have basically a brand new sign. The other nice thing about Corian is the texture that you see on the surface is actually the texture throughout the sign. So that's why I say you can sand it again after a couple of years if you really want a brand new fresh sign, and it'll look totally brand new. Now these are plasma cut brackets that I made for this sign, so they're very, very easy to hang and it won't sort of swing in the wind. And these are rubber gaskets that I made to make sure that you don't sort of shatter the Corian when you compress it together between the steel brackets. So here's the finished sign. I'm happy you saw from basically the sheet we got from DuPont to the finished product. So you can see how much is actually involved with it. Take a look close up. You can see the paint filling came out absolutely nice and sharp, as it should. And the backside, of course. Now, in addition to that, we also made metal brackets with the plasma cutter, and we also made little rubber stoppers or offsets, so that basically you put the sign up. You have the sign here with the Corian. You have the two pieces of round rubber that go here, and then you have the metal brackets made of 3/16 stainless steel here, so they can hang it wherever they need it to be hung. Now, we didn't do holes in this sign because it depends on where they are on site, where the hole placement will be, and that's easily done just with a regular drill bit. We're not doing stainless steel, we're doing just Corian, so it's very easy to get a hole in without burning out your bit. So if you're looking for custom signage, contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make it for you and ship it right to your door.